This is the first video in a mini-series of our Scotland adventure, including the NC500. I hope you like the intro. Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. Sorry if I sound a bit funny, I've got a cold at the moment. This is a mini-series about our Scotland adventure in our Caterhams, which included the NC500 and more of Scotland. If you don't want to miss a video, make sure that you are subscribed so you will see the next one. Where to begin? Well, I've wanted to do the NC500 for a while now. For those of you who don't know, the NC500 is a 516 mile trip around the north of Scotland, which has lots of things to do on the way, including some amazing views and great roads. If you are new to the channel, then I use my Caterham as my daily. She is called Fern and she will never be a garage queen. There are lots of reasons for ownership, which is a video in itself, but a big part of that is making memories with the car. And well, this is going to be a great memory. I'm very lucky to have made lots of friends through Caterham ownership, including one of my best friends. I can't take any credit for the planning of the trip, and he did all of it, including booking the accommodation. There are lots of different ways to do the NC500, but I knew that for me to be able to do the trip, there would have to be a fair bit of camping to keep the costs down. I've not done camping since I was in the Cubs, I think, which meant that I had a lot of things to buy and to start preparing for. The main thing being a tent that was big enough to get all my things in. I knew that there was a high probability that it would rain at some point during the 10-day trip, which could actually be every day. I set a target to be able to put my tent up in under 20 minutes. This was because if it was raining, I wanted to be able to get my tent up before all of my stuff got wet. Caterhams are more practical than you might think, but they aren't the best at keeping things dry really. One of the best things that I bought to complement my tent was this chair, as I could sit inside my tent. It wasn't the smallest chair when it was packed away, but it was a small price to pay, I thought. After putting my tent up and down a few times to reach my goal, I also sprayed it with this spray that was recommended online to keep the midges away. I did get bitten by midges a fair bit though, even though I used smidge. I do think that this spray worked though, because I didn't see any midges inside my tent. I think I must be tasty, as I always seem to get bitten by stuff, so I wasn't surprised to get midge bites at the end of the trip. Unfortunately, I had a coolant leak just before the trip, which wasn't ideal. I thought I found the leak a few times, but I didn't, and then time was ticking away. I try to do as much maintenance as I can on Fern, but I'm just an amateur, learning with each job that I do. Luckily, Premier Power managed to fit me in and fix the problem just before we went. I just wanted to say a big thanks to Premier Power for fixing Fern for this trip, or it might not have happened. I got Fern back the day before that we left for Scotland. This meant that I didn't have that much time to pack the car. Space was at a premium in the car, and I managed to get her packed at 2 AM in the morning of the Saturday that we actually left for Scotland. I thought that I'd been very good at making use of the space in the car, which included this e-bag. Even though I managed to fit a lot in Fern, this was also my biggest problem. I didn't leave myself any free space in the car. This meant that whenever I packed the car up after camping, everything had to be in its place. I did some bad packing as well, like having the tent poles at the bottom of the passenger footwell. This wasn't good as it was one of the last things to get taken down, but one of the first things that needed packing in the car. This is fine on a sunny day, but not ideal when you're packing up in the rain. This is all good experience though, and I learned a lot of what not to do as well as what I should be doing. I'm sure that I will be better prepared for our next trips. I will talk more about what I took with me in a later video. Well, the last video actually in this mini-series. I will also include what I took, but I didn't use on the trip. I think that's enough talk about the preparation, and the first day was going to be a long one. As I wanted to remember this trip, I made sure that I wrote a page in a notebook each day, and also took a photo of Fern's mileage at the beginning and end of each day. Here is a picture of the Speedo showing the mileage just before we left. We could have split the journey up more on the way, but the main part of the trip was to drive the Scottish roads. We thought that the best thing to do was to drive up to Scotland in one day. This meant going on motorways, which can also not be a nice thing in Caterhams. One of the biggest things is not being seen by other road users. I don't ride a motorbike, but I would think it's a similar mindset. You're always looking out for someone that hasn't seen you. If you haven't seen it already, take a look at my crash video when someone didn't see me at a roundabout. We had the mindset just to get up to Scotland, but Jason and I have done loads of road trips together. Luckily, we're used to doing a lot of miles in our cars, so this didn't really worry us. We also have headsets connected to radios so we can talk to each other when one of us wanted a break, for instance. There was one stop on the way that we wanted to do, which was to drop into Turn 7 and see Callum. Turn 7 is a newish Caterham dealer, and they also have a YouTube channel which has some great videos on it. If you haven't seen that already, then go check them out. Callum is a lovely chap, and it was nice meeting him and some different owners on the day. We stopped here for about 2 hours in the end, and then 2 cups of tea later, and also getting a Turn 7 keyring, we were back on the road. I've done lots of miles in Fern, and I average about 6,000 miles a year in my 3-year ownership so far. As I knew this trip was going to be around 2,000 miles, I upped my mileage on my insurance for another 2,000, and that ended up being a good idea, otherwise I would have gone over. When we crossed the border to Scotland, we found this lay-by, which was a nice place to stop for a few minutes. I wasn't really expecting any good roads on our first day, but when we got into Scotland, we had some good roads straight away. It was quite a long drive to do in one day, but we were staying at a bed and breakfast on the first night, so we knew we would be able to have a good night's sleep. There were some great roads just before we got to the bed and breakfast. I'll leave a link to where we stayed in the description below. I'm sure lots of Caterham owners would like to do this trip, but there are many reasons to put off a trip like this. It could be time, money, not wanting to put miles on the car, or worrying about breakdowns. There are lots of reasons to say no. I used to worry loads when I was younger, but in the last few years I've tried not to worry so much. It's very easy to worry about things so much that you don't end up doing the things that you want to do. What I'm trying to say is, if you want to do a trip like this, then just do it. Life's too short. You'll see how we get on in the next few videos, and we had a brilliant time, as you will definitely see. Here we are arriving at the bed and breakfast. It was a long day, and I was really looking forward to a good night's sleep. As this is going to be a mini-series, I will leave you here in this video, ready for day 2. And I can tell you, day 2 has some absolutely cracking roads in it. So we have arrived in Scotland and the trip is just beginning. We end up driving some amazing roads in all different kinds of weathers. It's been one of the best things that I've done so far with Fern, so make sure that you are subscribed so you don't miss the next video. Sorry for my croaky voice due to my cold. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. This video is part 2 of our Scotland adventure in our Caterhams. Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. We start today leaving the B&B that we stayed at called Dowryburn Cottage. I do apologise if I've said that wrong. It was a brilliant place to stay with good off-road parking and a great breakfast. Here is my breakfast, and I even had some haggis as well because, well, we are in Scotland. What I forgot to do in the first video was show the mileage at the end of the day, which was 28,592. The mileage done on the first day was 368 miles to get to this point. Today's trip is from the B&B to Inver Caravan Park, which is our accommodation for the night. We travelled through the Cairngorms National Park, spoiler alert, there's some great roads there, and also through Inverness to start the NC500 today. It's a lot of driving today, but luckily we had some brilliant weather and we stopped in a few scenic parking places. The best driving from today was definitely going through the Cairngorms National Park. We started on the A93 called the Old Military Road, then the B976 for a little while, and then on the A939, which was also called the Old Military Road. There were lots of good roads on this trip, and I mean a lot. Today was the first day that I realised how long and good the roads were in Scotland. The best roads I've driven so far, well, or before this trip, have definitely been in Wales, hands down, and they are good, don't get me wrong. But the Scottish roads just keep going on and on and on, and just amazing scenery. Today I thought the scenery was great, but it definitely gets better further on in the trip, when we get to the locks, I think. This is a mini-series, so don't forget to subscribe if you want to know when the next video is out. We stopped in this lay-by for a while as the views were amazing and we got some drone footage. Watching the GoPro footage back, it's good, but not as good as in real life. I know that's true for a lot of things, but the drone footage really helped capture the views, I think. I'd love to get a decent drone at some point and, well, I'll definitely put it on the would like list. It's quite funny because today I thought some of the roads were quite narrow, and after being on this trip these roads were massive. Later on there's lots of single track roads which, to be honest, were a little bit daunting at the start, but you definitely get used to them very quickly. We also stopped here because there were again some amazing views. As we had stopped for a few times today already, we thought we better get our heads down and get to the campsite. There was still a while to go, and we also had to get our tent set up and cook dinner. Here we are in Inverness, where the NC500 officially starts. It probably sounds a bit silly for me to say this, but as soon as we got here, there were camper vans everywhere. When we were on the NC500, I would say the most common form of transport was either camper vans or motorbikes. This first part of the NC500 was nice being by the sea, but the east coast isn't as good as the west coast. You will see this later on in the other videos. A few people said to us, don't do the east coast, just do the west coast, but I wanted to do the NC500. It's been on my bucket list for a while now, and it seems silly coming all the way up here and only doing part of it. We arrived at Inver Caravan Park and put the tents up. I was going to film putting the tents up, but there were a few people here at the site and it didn't feel right. Someone asked me, what do you do with your Caterhams overnight? Well, I take the steering wheel off and the battery isolator, then I put the half hood on and then the long nose shower cap, and it looks like this. Both of these I've bought from Soft Bits for Sevens, and I will leave a link in the description below. As I use Fern as my daily, when I park it at work for instance, this is what I do near enough whatever the weather. This is mainly because, well, we live in England and there's always a chance of rain. This was also the first time that I cooked my own dinner on a camping stove. I'm not used to camping, but I thought this was a good site. Everything was close by and it was nice to have an individual bathroom, for instance. It looked like it was going to rain tomorrow and, well, spoiler alert, it did. We had a long day driving, as the finishing mileage today was 28,835. So we did 243 miles today. I think we were both pretty tired, so we had an early-ish night. I will leave you here in this video ready for part 3. I hope you're enjoying this mini-series, and if you are, make sure that you are subscribed so you know when the next one will be. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next one. This is part 3 of our Scotland adventure, including the NC500. Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. If you haven't already watched the other 2 videos, then maybe you should watch those first because they're part of the same trip. We start today in my tent and I was woken up at 5 AM by the rain. Even though it is quite nice and relaxing to hear rain on the tent, I couldn't get back to sleep. When packing Fern for this trip, I thought I did a good job because I fit lots of stuff in. This was actually my biggest mistake because I didn't leave any spare space. This meant that when I was packing up every day, everything had its own place in the car. This wasn't ideal this morning because it was raining, and to be honest, I didn't really enjoy packing up in the rain.
Well, hello and welcome to day 3. You might not be able to hear me because it's raining. I'm in the tent, looking all packed up, kind of ready to go. Note to future self though, I really wanted a cup of tea, so I thought, okay, I don't mind getting a little bit wet, it'll be worth it. So, got my cup of tea, it was definitely not worth it, so note to future self, don't do it. And also, don't forget your waterproof stuff, don't leave it in the car, put it in the tent with you, because it's going to be a problem. But yeah, sorry, I'm sure the noise is absolutely terrible because it's raining. But luckily we don't have too far to drive today, so that's one good thing. And hopefully it calms down a little bit because I don't know if you can see, it's quite windy and rainy at the moment.
Today we start from Inver Caravan Park, go to John O'Groats, and then to the North Coast Touring Park.
Wow, I just made a bit of a mistake. I thought the rain had stopped, and it had for a little bit. Ran to put some stuff in the car, and then it absolutely tipped it down. So I'm a bit wet now, but I do have my waterproofs, but it's a bit silly putting them on when I'm actually a bit wet myself. So not really sure what the plan is, but I'm sure we'll work it out. I think we're going to change the accommodation tonight, so we're not in tents. So we're like going to be in some kind of bunkhouse, so we shall see what that's like, but I'm guessing we'll have to dry off, so it might be quite a good idea, and it's a bit funky as well. So yeah, some interesting accommodation hopefully tonight. Right, I need to start packing the car up at some point, but as you can see, it's still raining, still windy, just waiting for a break in it really. But yeah, hopefully soon, and then we'll get on. I'm not sure what kind of filming that I'll be able to do today, because obviously the weather's not amazing, and I'm guessing the half hood will have to be on, but we've not got loads of driving to do today, but I'll see what I can do.
Here you can see how packed up the passenger side is. I got a little bit annoyed packing up today because it was raining and things weren't going where I wanted them to. You can see me struggling here and trying to move bags out of the way. After breakfast I did manage to pack inside a lot better, which was good, but this was a lot easier to do because it was dry. What I'm trying to do here is show you why it's a good idea when packing in the first place, before you even leave, is to make sure that you do have some free space, or you might struggle like I have. I also packed my comfy trainers in the car, where I would later realise rain was dripping on them constantly, so they ended up being soaking when I came to the end of today, which obviously wasn't ideal. This trip was amazing, but there were also some not so nice parts, like for instance today packing up. It's all part of the experience, and as my mum would say, character building. We had breakfast just outside the campsite, and when we had finished breakfast it had luckily stopped raining. It was a bit miserable to start the day as it was raining, but the weather did get better, which is good. The mileage I start on today is 28,835, and we are on our way to John O'Groats. These weren't the best roads, but we had to go to John O'Groats as well. It's on the NC500. It's also been on my bucket list for quite a while, and well, maybe because we're going here, maybe at some point the little fern should go to Land's End. What do you think? There were some bad potholes here, but luckily it didn't last for long. It also got quite foggy at times until we got to John O'Groats. When we got to John O'Groats, I had to get, a bit by the famous signpost. It was very touristy here, which I guess you would expect. We had a little break, which included a cup of tea, and then back on the road. The weather had definitely improved, and so did the roads after stopping at John O'Groats. forecast for tonight wasn't very good. It was actually for thunderstorms. The campsite had some huts, so we upgraded our accommodation to a hut, which was simple, but it was very nice. We managed to park really close to the huts, which was great, and we also had dinner at the pub here. It was nice having a shorter day, and the finishing mileage was 28,910, which totaled only 75 miles for today. I think it was our shortest day. It was definitely a shorter video for today, but part 4 should be out next Sunday. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. This is part 4 of our Scotland adventure, which includes the NC500 and more. This is one of my favourite days and it deserves to be a longer video. If you want to see exactly what the roads are like on the NC500, then get a cup of tea, sit down and relax, and find out what happened on day 4 of our Scotland adventure. Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. This is part 4 of our Scotland adventure, so maybe watch the previous episodes if you haven't watched those already. You join us leaving the North Coast Touring Park after staying in one of their pods for the night. This was a great place to stay, and it was also nice not having to pack much in the morning, so that meant that we could start off early. The starting point of today's route is the North Coast Touring Park, then carrying on the North Coast 500 on some brilliant roads till we get to our campsite for the night. The starting mileage today is 28,910, and there is a lot of driving today, so let's crack on. We drove on some amazing roads today, which included a causeway where we stopped for a cup of tea. We had a brilliant lunch next to Caterham Bridge. I think I've said that right, but sorry if I didn't. Some also call it the Evo Bridge because I think there's been quite a few front covers with it on. After a small amount of driving, we stopped on this causeway, which was a lovely place to stop. There was a van selling drinks, so we had a cup of tea and enjoyed the view. We had a fair few people stop at this point to chat to us about our cars and our trip here, which happens a lot generally on the trip, to be honest. We also got some great drone footage here as well. I'd love to buy a decent drone at some point because I think the footage is amazing. I think it really captures the scenery well.
chance to be ruthless.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get.
It's been really nice watching the footage back, and it looks really good, but it's not as good as being there itself. I guess that's very similar with a lot of things, really.
I use them all to push me to my best, so treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down, they wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out.
There was quite a bit of driving to do today, but it was some amazing roads.
And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. They don't wanna see me care. Anytime I make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared I walk a straight path. Not many can say that. I'd like to play.
When we fancied a little break, we waited for a lay-by with a view. And luckily on this trip, most lay-bys had a decent view, so we never had to wait for long.
I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb, and I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up, cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down, they wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out.
If you are liking this mini-series, please subscribe if you haven't already, as it makes a big difference to a small channel like mine.
When they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
We stopped at the famous Caterham Bridge, and there was a food van there. I'm not a massive food fan generally, but this calamari was really, really good. It was also really nice having a great view while eating and having a cup of tea. Some more great drone footage of us driving over the bridge, which you might recognise from the intro of this mini-series. This part was very narrow, with lots of blind bends in the road. This took lots of concentration, and I kept looking out for the passing places. You need to have an idea if the passing place ahead of you or behind you is the closest. It also seemed really quite busy with traffic coming the other way at this point as well.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to grey as you fade away, as you fade away.
It was time to get the half hood on as it was raining quite bad. Some parts of this small part of the trip was quite stressful at times. It was because it was very narrow, and the traffic from both directions was getting backed up at times.
Sitting in an ashtray, I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay? Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a...
We stopped at Drumbeg Viewpoint, which had this brilliant view. It was quite a nice stop in here, as the last bit of driving took a lot of concentration, and it was also a good time to take the half hood off.
I hurt you, but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me
What I found on this trip was that you do one road and you think, oh, that was brilliant, and then you go on to the next road and it was even better still.
I look away, but I've known you too long. It hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to grey as you fade away, as you fade away, as you fade away.
It's hard to know how much driving footage to put in these videos sometimes, but there is so much good footage from this day, it deserves more than normal. We had variable weather today, so the half hood was on sometimes and then it was off again. I don't think I had ever concentrated so much as I did on this day. I always had to be thinking what could be coming round this bend and things like that.
You're chilling in the rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly.
Sometimes the roads just speak for themselves. Here we are arriving at Ardmere Point Caravan and Camping Park. Fern's mileage at the end of the day was 29,059, which meant 149 miles today. It was nice weather when we arrived, so we managed to dry our tents out before putting them up. We parked really close to the tents, as you can see, which was very handy. And you can also see the cars are getting quite dirty now. I love the white wheels, but it's very hard to keep them clean, especially on a trip like this. It did rain a little this evening, which made some midges come out afterwards at times. I was prepared for them though, because I had a head net, but to be honest, the spray that I used in part 1 kept the midges out of my tent, which was really, really good. I will leave you here ready for part 5. Part 5 is going to be a good one as we drive to Applecross. I will leave a link in the description below of where we stayed tonight. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. This is part 5 of our Scotland adventure when we drive to Applecross. Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. This is a mini series, so if you haven't seen the other ones already, maybe watch the other videos first. You join us leaving the campsite and Fern's starting mileage today is 29,059. Today we are driving from the campsite we stayed at tonight and then to the Applecross campsite. There were some great roads today and we actually drove a bit more than this. We needed petrol when we got to the campsite, so what we actually did was the Applecross Pass to get petrol and then the Applecross Pass again to get back to the campsite, but more on that later. I struggled a bit packing up again in the morning, which seems to be a bit of a familiar beginning to the day for me. I will definitely be better prepared for my next camping trip, and big note to self, always make sure that there's spare space in the car. That I think I've said in every video so far. I bet next time I probably won't pack enough and I'll have plenty of space, but there you go. Like every day so far, there has been absolutely brilliant roads, and today is no exception. Are you liking the 360 video clips? I've edited them slightly different this time, and I think I think they're better and smoother. We stopped here for a quick break. And here you go, you have some behind the scenes action and seeing how the magic is made. The weather was slightly strange today, as at times it rained pretty hard and then it was clear again. Luckily, all of the good roads were in the dry.
Brother gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4.
There was a little period when it rained, so the half hoods went on for a short period.
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. 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 Today's gonna be a good day. Yeah. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up. Today's gonna be a
Here was our lunch stop for the day.
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. So life ain't easy, yo. I think there's a reason, though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good.
If you are liking these videos, please consider subscribing, as it makes a big difference to a small channel like mine.
So overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. 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 Today's gonna be a
Could have quite easily made this video 4 hours long, as there was such good footage for today.
Today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, brother gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Nice to get a different view.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, jam to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel. I took the red pill. I know life's short, so I wanna live real. But how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing.
Another good place for a break with some lovely views.
After death, to be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. This is the Applecross Pass, and I'm going to speed it up a little bit as we go over one way to get petrol and then we go back the other way. Next week what I'm going to do is release a video of the Applecross Pass in real time. So when we go over for the third time in the morning, we only see one vehicle right at the start, and it's a really clean run, which was absolutely brilliant, and I drove quite spirited on the way down, so hopefully that comes across. When we were in Applecross finding a place to eat, we realised that there was actually a petrol station here, so we didn't have to do the extra driving that we did. Saying that though, I think the Applecross Pass was one of my favourite parts of the trip, so I think it was worth it.
Gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you love and excel, yeah. push and pull and repel any hate. Go create what you want, feel compelled.
When we first got onto the single track roads, it was quite new for me. Well, not to drive on a single track roads, but because they went on for such a long time. It's quite an experience, and even though you need to concentrate even more than normal, you do start to get used to it.
About others way before myself, yeah. I guess that's why I feel like I go through hell, damn. Wasting time on your dreams.
Somebody asked in the comments in one of the previous videos about petrol stations. When you are in the more remote areas of Scotland, there are petrol stations like these which are pay at pump. Now back over the Applecross Pass again to the campsite.
Somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first.
We are arriving at the campsite. This was a very busy campsite and we had lots of people come up to us to talk about our cars and our trip in general. This seemed to be a stop that a lot of people used on the NC500. I will leave a link to the campsite in the description below. Fern's mileage at the end of today was 29,218, so that's 159 miles today, but it actually felt like more than this. We walked into Applecross and had fish and chips by the sea for dinner. It was really nice. I will leave you here for this part of the mini-series. So next week I will release a video of the Applecross Pass in real time, which we do in the morning. We only met one vehicle on the way right at the beginning, so it's a very clean run. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. This video is the Applecross Pass in real time. Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. This video is the Applecross Pass in real time. This was probably my favourite part of the trip, and I thought sharing a video that was in real time would be helpful to others. This road might seem quite daunting to some, so I thought sharing this might convince others to drive it because they'll be able to see exactly what it's like. On all of the single track roads you have to be thinking, can I brake if somebody is coming around the bend? Or how far away was the last passing place I drove past? The passing place one is important because if you've just driven past a passing place and you meet a vehicle coming the other way, you are potentially going to have to reverse into that passing place if it's closer than the next one. We were so lucky on this run as we only saw one van at the start and then it was clear. This is a mini series of videos of our Scotland adventure, so please watch the other parts in order if you haven't already. In my last video I explained that we were staying at the Applecross campsite, but we wanted to get fuel ready for the next day. We actually drove over the Applecross Pass to get petrol, and then back over the Applecross Pass again to go back to the campsite, and then when we actually got to the campsite and walked into Applecross we realised that there was a petrol station there. But anyway, so this is the morning after, and this is actually the third time of driving over the Applecross Pass, so I had some idea of what was coming next. We stopped at the top to get some pictures. The next part has some great hairpin turns, which are so much better in real life. You would think that a Caterham would have a great turning circle, but I'm sure my wife's Golf has a better turning circle than Little Fern. I found driving on the Applecross Pass to be quite breathtaking at times because it really is quite amazing and the views are really good. It was also quite nice to drive it the other way the night before, so you get different kind of perspectives of driving it. We were really lucky with this run with no traffic, but this is also some people's drive to work and also roads that delivery drivers use, so if you do want to take your time, make sure that you're not holding cars up behind, and if you are, then please let them past. I know camper vans do also drive this road, but it must be quite an experience when going around the hairpin bends, for instance. I guess it's like anything, you get used to driving it, but I'm not sure I would quite fancy reversing a camper van on this road, for instance. If you are a subscriber and watch my videos every week, next week it might not be a Scotland video, but it might be a different one instead, because next weekend is a very busy one for me. These videos do take quite a long time to edit, and I do have a full-time job and other responsibilities as well, so yeah, we'll see. But there will be some more videos in the Scotland mini-series. I've not finished editing them yet, but there's probably about 3, maybe 4 videos to come for the Scotland mini-series. I've got lots planned in September, which will make some really good content for YouTube, I think. And I've also got some really good ideas for videos, which I will film soon. If you are enjoying my videos, please give them a like and make sure that you are subscribed. Not just for my channel, but for any channel that you enjoy on YouTube. For small channels like mine, it makes a big difference, as I think we're all aiming to get to the 1,000 subscribers mark, and also to get 4,000 watch hours. That means that channel can be monetized, and all that means is that channel can then get some money back from making YouTube videos. It's all free for you to do, so it's a bit like an appreciation for the channel, really. here we are at the bottom, and I'm sure that you will agree that it's been quite an amazing road. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.